When people first start discovering art, one of the most common things that differentiates them from a beginner to an intermediate artist is the use of guidelines. Once you start using guidelines, you realize that there is more to art than just symbols of eyes and noses. You realize that there is a process that synthesizes both ideas and images. But, as a young artist, I didn't fully grasp the ideas of why guidelines were a thing. I knew it was a part of the process, but I found myself drawing them just because the cartoonist book told me to. They told me to add in a circle and then a triangle for the chin. They told me to add a line down the middle and another for the ears. I didn't know the reasoning behind it. I've seen people with my own eyes draw a circle and lines, but then not even use them. You may be thinking, well, it's because guidelines are used for placement of things. You know, you can mark where things will go. Where the eyes will go, the legs, the hands, and the ears. But why are they shaped this way? In other words, why do artists use guidelines? To better explain this idea of having information but not understanding why, let's jump to another example. A few weeks ago I saw this Tumblr post. It told people how different colors should be shaded. It states that red should be shaded a certain way, and green a certain way, and so on. As much as I appreciate this person sharing these things, I had a hard time accepting that this was actually productive information. In no world do you have a picture where you shade one object with a certain color and another with another color on the complete opposite of the spectrum. It just doesn't make any sense. Now this got me thinking about the people who would take this person's advice, never knowing the reasoning behind it. They would say, okay, I'll just shade red with purple from now on, not knowing that there are multiple properties like environment and light that determine what to shade a color with. It's like learning a formula for how to solve a problem without knowing there are a plethora of calculus fundamentals waiting just behind you. I believe this is the same thing that is happening with beginners who use guidelines. Instead of saying that artists use guidelines to say where everything is, you must know that guidelines are used as an aid to help artists imagine a 3D form on a 2D piece of paper. If you delve deep into the study of art, you realize that the circle is the cranium and the center line is not just the middle part, but acts as a line wrapping around the surface of the head. I cannot stress how important it is to learn why these guidelines are made and not just that it is a process that people do. Guidelines are not a step in the process, they are a tool. So go have fun and don't worry so much about making a perfect circle for the head of your character. Just think about the 3D forms and use what will help you because, unlike the cartoonist and manga books we read as a child, the only person who needs to decipher those lines is you. Thanks for watching and feel free to enter the comments and completely disagree with me. Have a nice day.